Hey guys, this is Sarah with Ginger Acres, and today we're doing the seed haul. I'm so excited. So first off, y'all are gonna be like, she's crazy. This is my organizer. It was supposed to have labels on all of them, but unfortunately it stopped working. So now it's a mess. But I put them in there by different categories. For example, sweet peppers, hot peppers, and then for my tomatoes, I've got them broken down right now by reds and purples, reds, and yellow/orange tomatoes. And then I have another one for cherry tomatoes. Then I have legumes, corn, though corn doesn't really seem to fit in these. I feel like I need a whole nother box just for corn because they send you these massive packets and they just don't fit. And there's quite a few varieties of corn I'd like to try. Brassicas. These are all squash varieties. Summer, winter, all the way to like pumpkins. Cucumbers. More legumes. Onions. All the melon varieties. Herbs. Carrots, root, anything root related. My greens, so lettuces, pretty much all the lettuces, kales, so on. And then lastly, I have one for flowers. I need to make a priority to add more flowers into my beds to attract more bees. I've had really good luck with the bees, but it would be nice to have a prettier view, if that makes sense. The garden's beautiful in general, but it's a lot more green than it is pops of color. So that is definitely a goal for this next year. All right, moving on to my seeds for fall. I tried to break these down by categories. So we are gonna have leafy greens, brassicas, rooted vegetables, climbing varieties, herbs, onion types, so alliums, and then flowers. Starting off, we're gonna do our greens. For any variety that doesn't come with a picture, I'll pop it up, hopefully right here. So the first one is going to be a burpee variety. This is mustard southern giant curl. I am planting this one for my son's bearded dragon. I'm sure at some point you'll see her or him in a video. A bearded dragon has a 90% diet of greens. Correction, 80% diet of greens. She happens to really love the mustard greens, so we grow those. I put them in a container along with another variety I'll hit up in a second for Mushu. That's what my son named him. That way he doesn't end up pulling greens that are toxic for Mushu. Okay, the next variety is Black Magic Kale. This one's from Johnny's Seed Selection. It's gorgeous. It's a dark green. Next, I have lettuce butter crunch from Burpees. You can tell I have a huge variety of brands that I use. It's more so just who has it when I need it. Sometimes I join seed swaps and things like that, and people will send me seeds in exchange for seeds they need. So that's why I have such a wide variety. Plus, you get to see which companies you like, how many seeds they send per, dollar amount. Sometimes some companies are better than others. For me, I love Baker Creek's germination rates, but I'm not the biggest fan of the amount of seeds you get for the cost. If you notice, if you go with Baker Creek, you get a very small amount, maybe, let's see what this says. I want to say there's like 10 or 20 seeds in this package, whereas Johnny's package, I got a minimum of 100 seeds. All about, you know, all about the dollar amount versus seeds amount, but also germination rate. That's really important. I have great germination with either of these brands. That's why I'm testing them all out. So far, Johnny's has moved up a little bit for me because you get a lot more seeds. I don't know if I covered this one. This is the Merlot. This is a Baker Creek variety. It's a gorgeous red. I can't wait to see this one come up. Next, I have spinach. This one is from Mountain Valley Seeds. I haven't ever planted it. 2 years ago, I planted spinach and it ended up being this super, super spicy variety from the same company. I just didn't read it. So now that I have a more mellowed spice, I'm gonna give this one a shot. I have dinosaur kale. Any of these ones from Botanical Interest, these were recommendations from Jess from Roots and Refuge, her video. I'll put a link to her video here. But she sold me on this one along with most of the Botanical Interest ones that I got. So if you see any like this, those were recommendations from her. All right, the next is pak choy. I like pak choy when we're making soups. It's just been a favorite, especially in something like beef ramen. The pak choy's in there, yum. Okay, and that is it for my greens. I'm gonna do brassica family. We have from Ferrymore, this is Destiny broccoli. I've grown this one a couple times. It has nice big heads, great flavor. Next we have, I'll do all the broccoli varieties first. We have broccoli rab rapini. This is another botanical. This is not the same as a headed broccoli. It has little sprouts that you take off. Jess said that her kids love this variety, so I figured we'd give it a shot. She actually recommended the burgundy one. Super beautiful color, so I had to have it. I'm trying to get some more color into my garden, but again, smaller heads, not even really heads, just like little sprouts. And we're gonna see how that goes this year. She also said that you can cut them off and you'll get more, whereas when you grow a headed broccoli, you get the main head, and then once you cut that off, you'll only get a couple more little sprouts on the side, and then the plant is spent. So I'm wondering if we'll get more out of this variety. We'll have to see. Be an experiment. Next was the burgundy broccoli. I wanted to give you a close-up. This one again is from Botanical Interest. Next was the Romanesco cauliflower, also from Botanical Interest. This one she sold me on. Talk about beautiful. I can't wait to see this one in my garden. I really hope that I get it to grow for me. Yeah, it's just beautiful. We have one cauliflower that I don't have a picture for. I bought a long time ago a Prepper's seed collection. So any of these little ones that you see like this, I have a bunch. They send me a bag, and I think it had like 50 different varieties in it of seeds. I've had decent germination rates with these considering how long I've had them, but yeah, I'll link where I got this bulk seed thing from. There's a decent amount of seeds per little baggie. No pictures or anything like that, so you have to research them and research how to grow most of them, but I don't mind that. I love the research. Snowball Y cauliflower. This will be a headed variety again, but it's cauliflower, so it's going to be white. And then we have 2 cabbage varieties. We have Brunswick from Baker Creek, and then we also have Red Acre cabbage. This is very pretty. And then lastly, I have Brussels sprouts. This is the Long Island. I personally have never grown Brussels sprouts. I don't know exactly when you're supposed to plant these. I have gotten a lot of mixed answers on this, so it's going to be an experiment in itself. I have no idea if this is supposed to be started now and then placed in the garden and it overwinters, or if this is something you start and put in spring. If you guys know what the proper time is for Brussels sprouts, leave me a comment below and tell me. I am 8A, North Carolina, and I have no idea what I'm doing with these. It's an experiment right now. Hey guys, so I'm checking in. I've got a couple minutes before I go get my daughter from gymnastics. I went into the local nurseries here and they had Brussels sprouts and all the other fall vegetables that I've mentioned. So it looks like Brussels sprouts, wow, are a go. I'm gonna plant them and we're gonna see how they turn out. Moving on, we are going to cover the roots and carrot family. So I have quite a few here. Let me start with the carrots. Okay, I think I'm pronouncing this right. Bolero, it's from Johnny's Seed. It's a hybrid F1. 75 days of germination. I can't remember exactly why I picked this variety since I picked it a while ago. I think it was either the picture or the fact that they were a certain shape. I'm sure when I see the picture I'll know exactly why. But I've already planted these. The reel that you saw, that was this variety. We have 2 from Botanical Interest. We have Atomic Red. Talk about beautiful, absolutely vibrant and super long. I'm excited for these. My kids love carrots, my dogs love carrots, and it's pretty. And then the other variety that I grabbed was these are both recommendations from Jess, was the Shin Karuta. It's a shorter carrot compared to the Atomic Red. Short carrots seem to be growing well in my garden bed, so I figured I would grab both in case these didn't work out. I have 3-foot garden beds, but I put heavy compost in the bottom so it's a little bit compact. So we'll see what happens with these. Next, we have celeries. So this variety is from M.I. Gardner. It's a giant Pragu celery. Fun fact, you don't eat the tops, you actually eat the bottoms. I haven't eaten these before. I am one of those people that just loves an experiment. I love to try something new and see if I like the taste of it. My husband thinks I'm crazy, but that's okay. I'm just embrace it is what I tell him. So that variety, you don't eat the tops, but I do have a variety to eat the whole top like you normally would with celery. This is Tall Utah. This is a common brand that everybody grows and is known for being really good. So I'm gonna grow that one in case we have any funky business happening with the Pragu. Then we have the Gourmet Duo Blend of Beets. This is from Burpee. I've grown these, I grew these last spring and they were great. I'm gonna grow them again in a different bed because my back beds are having a lot of problems. This is the beets I was talking about in the last video where it's got both the red and the yellow variety in here, so you can try both and see what you love. Now we have, this is a rutabaga, botanical interest again, very pretty color. I have never grown rutabaga. Again, Jess she's great on selling things to me and making me want to know what it tastes like and just trying to grow it in general. So if I don't end up liking these, I will gift them to somebody in my neighborhood. They won't go to waste. But I am super excited for these. I am excited to try and make them into like a mashed potato and see if my kids like it. My kids are super adventurous with all vegetables and all fruit, and they enjoy the garden as much as I do, so I'm sure it'll be a big hit. Next is Tokyo Cross hybrid turnips from Burpees. This is another variety that I grow specifically for Mushu. My son's bearded dragon. He loves turnip greens, probably more than the mustard greens. It's a toss-up, but it's just cheaper for us to grow it. And in North Carolina, most of the time you can get away with growing it all year long. You have to watch the bolt in the heat of the summer, but it's just easier for us to grow it. And somebody asked me in the comments if I have ever eaten the turnip greens or the mustard greens. I haven't, but now you've got me thinking about trying them, having my kids try them as well. I'm gonna give it a shot with the bacon or with ham like somebody recommended when we get them. So thank you for that. And then lastly for the roots is the Johnny Select Rhubarb Swiss Chard. This is another super beautiful, beautiful color rhubarb. I'm excited to grow this one. It's another variety I haven't stepped out of the box and tried, so I'm stoked for this one. The color alone had me just like, I have to have this. So let me know if you guys like Swiss chard and how you grow it, because, or not grow it, how you cook it, because I am new to a lot of these vegetables, turnips and mustard greens and rhubarb, not rhubarb, but Swiss chard. I don't know how to cook them. I will be on Pinterest if no one helps me out, so that's okay. We'll figure it out, and I'm sure I'll make a video of it and see what my kids' inputs are. Next, we have the legumes. I have two varieties here. They're both Burpee. We have Wando peas. These are from Burpee. They are both, I don't know if you guys can see it, cold and heat tolerant. And being in North Carolina, you get all the weather in one day. So I figured I would test this one out and see how successful it was in both climates. And so far, it's been pretty great. This is not a snap pea. This is peas like you would get in a can, if that makes sense. And then the other variety I got is the Sugar Magnolia. I've had these, and the color is just so pretty, so pretty. I love the purple in these, so I grow them. And when you if you were to cook them in the pod turns green after it's been warmed up. So if the purple weirds you out, don't worry about it. When it's cooked, it's gone. And the peas inside are green anyways. Botanical interest, this is dill, tetra. It's a later in the season variety, and it's more of a bushy plant. It's slow bolt, again, gotta fight the bolt. And I've never grown this one. It seems like it'll do well. We'll have to test it out, but there'll be more about this one. Next we have, let me wait and go to the skip over. So the next would be flowers. Artichokes are technically a flower. This is the green globe variety. If you didn't know, it takes 2 years to grow these from seed, because the first year is the plant being established, like growing obviously, but then it requires this chill period. So in wintertime, it gets its chill hours checked off, and then the next year it will produce the globes. This one says it's frost tolerant, and I'm not sure how it's gonna do. When I looked up green globe, it said it was recommended for more so like mild climates, and I'm like right in the middle as 8A, so we'll see how this one does. It'll be unfortunate if I do 2 years into these and then they're not successful, but I have plans. I'm gonna plant them in a more so, I wouldn't say shaded area, but where they get cooled off a little bit. And then these plants get pretty massive. They self-sow. They end up popping up little pups, and you can just dig them out and relocate them or gift them to friends. So I'm super excited. My kids love artichokes. I love artichokes. I know my neighbor loves artichokes, so we'll see. I really want these to grow. These are probably up there with top 10 perennial must-have, need to be successful with, if that makes sense. The next one is a botanical interest again, Alyssum Sweet Allure Pastel Blend. I have not had the best success when it comes to flowers. This looks so beautiful. I am going to try different areas to grow this, between say a basket and a garden bed, and then somewhere else I haven't decided, and maybe be successful. And then lastly, I already have these in my garden, but I wanted to mention them and the variety that I have. I have the Mary Washington asparagus. I didn't start my asparagus from seeds. I bought, I believe, 2-year-old asparagus roots that were dormant and planted them 2 years ago now. And so this coming year should be the year to harvest. I'm excited. I have patiently waited almost 3 years now to be able to harvest those. A lot of them are a decent size this year, and I probably could have harvested them, but I chose to be patient and wait until next year, because this plant will be here for 20 plus years, and I believe if you give it the time to grow, you'll get tenfold back. So this coming year, asparagus, specifically the Mary Washington. I am considering grabbing another variety. Like I said in my last video, I have a designated asparagus bed already, and I plan to dig up what I have and split the roots or pups or whatever you want to call them. But at the same time, it would be nice to have another variety. That way I can compare flavors when I'm able to harvest the next variety. I'm considering a purple variety. If you guys have recommendations for another asparagus flavor to try, let me know. I would love to know. Lastly, I have the alums. I have leeks. This is a Baker Creek variety. I already started seeds indoors for this. This is going to be succession planted. I have never grown leeks. I don't know if I will be successful at these, but I'm gonna try. And then lastly, I also have garlic that I bought from Johnny Seeds. I don't have them yet. What I read online is they ship late September, early October. I love the fact that they don't send it out until it's the proper time to plant, because then you're at less risk of the plant being wasted or dying. So I'm waiting on those. I'm excited. Again, 3 pounds of garlic, that's kind of excessive, but maybe it's not, especially for my family. I cook with a ton of garlic. And then the other thing was onions. I have not started onions. I don't know if I could start onions now. I saw online that you can start seeds now, but I'm not sure if, like, how that would work. If I start seeds now, is that for next spring or is that for this spring? Or not this spring, this winter / fall. So I'm leaving that bed open still. I don't know. Do you guys plant fall onions? Do you do seeds or do you get starts? How does that work? I feel like I know so much and yet so little. I'm always learning. I think that covers everything. Thanks guys. It was great chatting with you.